everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be making a very simple recipe, fried pork chops. This is probably the simplest recipe that you can make next to spaghetti. I think spaghetti is the quickest, simplest meal you can get on the table for your family. And tonight I'm going to be frying up pork chops. This is going to be no fuss, no muss. Pork chops are really easy to season and really easy to flour because they're flat on both sides. Unlike chicken that has these really odd shapes and parts, you don't have that issue with pork chop. So I'm just seasoning my pork chop on both sides. You can use the seasonings of your choice, but I'm going to be using salt, pepper, seasoning salt, and some garlic powder. So like I said, I'm going to sprinkle on the seasoning. No need to measure for me. I cook pork chops, and I've been cooking pork chops for years, so I just eyeball it, and then you're gonna dredge it in your flour or your breader. I like to use breader when I'm cooking chicken. I like to use chicken breader when I'm cooking fish. I like to use fish fry. But if you have flour and you don't have breader, just cover it in your flour. But you want to make sure that you get all of the wet spots coated, because that is going to give you that crunchy, golden, crispy outer crust. Now the grease is on the stove, it is heating up, and once it's nice and warm, we're gonna head on over to the stove top and we're gonna start to put in our delicious pork chops. Tonight I'm gonna just be cooking these pork chops and putting them on the table. We're not doing any rice, we're not doing mashed potatoes, we're not doing veggies. We are simply doing fried pork chop sandwiches. I live in South Carolina, and that's a pretty common thing here. We don't cook pork chops often, but when we do, that's the way we like to enjoy them. So let's head over to the stove. Once you get your pork chops in your grease, you don't want to go too far away from them. Pork chops don't take long to cook. If you've got the thin pork chops, they really cook quickly. These are not quite thin, but they're not thick either. I have some smaller pieces. So you can kind of tell just by listening at the grease. It kind of slows down with the bubbling, and you can tell when it turns a golden brown that it's time to pull it out. And you do want the internal temperature of your pork chop to be 160 degrees. So this is it. This is some nice golden delicious pork chops. I've drained them, and I'm just going to put them out on the table and they will disappear. So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not done so already. Take care, and I will of course talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.